He is the Inquisitor on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Please welcome Rupert Friend!
Hey, you guys.
What's up, man? And keep that going, everyone. She was nominated for an Emmy for The Queen's Gambit. She plays Reva Sepender on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Please welcome Moses Ingram! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for our guests. Now, you see we have one more chair over there, so something else might happen a little later if you guys are good with that, all right? So, but we're here right now. Rupert and Moses is here. Hi, guys.
Hey.
I'm Tom. It's so nice to see you. So nice to meet you. Moses, first of all, congratulations on your career. I know you went to Yale to study theater.
I did.
So please tell us a little bit about how quickly your life has grown from Yale until now, because man, that happened fast.
It did happen fast. I graduated from Yale in 2019, and The Queen's Gambit was the first thing that my agent sent me out on, and I got it, and then...
That doesn't happen, by the way.
Yeah, crazy.
It took me 20 years, but...
It's funny because, you know, being in drama school, everybody prepares you to hear no, but no one ever really prepares you to hear yes. And so the beginning was very much a surprise, but I'm appreciative for the time that's passed. It's been about 3 years now since then, and I feel like I have my feet under me now more than I did then, so it's good.
Well, you look lovely. We are excited to have you here. Rupert, of course, you know him from Homeland as well, and my wife and I are big fans of Homeland. My wife, really in love with you. I'm in love with you too, but she's like really, really in love with him. And
Did that ever get awkward? Did it ever get awkward?
It kind of. I told her a couple days ago when I found out this was happening, and she got really excited. So, but she's not here. It's not about that. But we're here. Now, Rupert, from Homeland now to Obi-Wan Kenobi, to be on two different shows, and of course what we're doing now is next level, but just talk a little bit about the fan base that you have found with this show here, and then to be on a previous series as well that was a hit. Just a little bit, open that world to us a little bit. How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, I was on Homeland for 5 seasons, so got to take the character of Peter Quinn from, you know, this kind of badass action hero to a terribly damaged war veteran with PTSD, which is an amazing arc to take. And then to be embraced by the Star Wars fandom has been an amazing thing. So thank you all. You know, one of the things, this is only the second time I've come and, you know, met with all of you all, but one of the things you guys have all said to us is welcome to the family, and it's a really meaningful thing to be included in something that is so rich and has been going for, where are we now, 47 years? So it's...
77, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great feeling.
Well, we have so many folks here that are excited to meet you. So, and I love the young fans right up front. So we're going to go over to microphone number 1 over there. Why don't you tell us your name? Tell us if you were on Star Wars, what character you would be, and go ahead and ask our friends here a question.
Hello, my name is Ethan. If I was on Star Wars, I would probably be Anakin Skywalker, just because man's seen a lot of battles. That would be awesome. So my question is for both of you. What is it like to be joining a team that has been together for over 20 years?
Meaning the whole Star Wars team, or the Inquisitors, or?
Mostly the prequels team, because especially...
like
Mr.
Ewan and Hayden
Christensen.
and all of those guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, for them it was an amazing kind of reunion, because as you said, they did this first 20 years ago, and you know, had all those epic fight scenes together. So I think they're probably a little more creaky than they were. I would say that if they were here, you know, both good friends. So we're like the fresh meat, in a way.
Yeah, oily.
She's the young blood. I'm not the young blood. I'm the old meat. She's the young blood.
I'm pretty sure he knows more about Star Wars than the both of you.
I would bet.
Kid has it
I'm not
down.
going to fight him on that. I am not.
Hey, thank you so much for your question. Let's hear it for the young man right there. Thank you, thank you. You look great.
Woo!
Where is the seats? All right. Hey, over here. Hi, tell us your name. Who would you be on Star Wars? And fire away with your question.
Excellent, thank you. My name is Alicia, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If I was to be, thank you. If I was to be on Star Wars, I would be a brand new baddie. I'd want to be a female baddie, much like Moses' character is.
Yeah.
Just wanted to thank you for bringing such value to the Star Wars fandom, Moses. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate and love you.
Thank you so much.
Also, Rupert, my favorite movie is Pride and Prejudice. Thank you for bringing George Wickham to life. My question is you both obviously have a lot of dramatic roles that you've played. How is playing a baddie different than those other dramatic roles?
Well, I mean, I don't think I see it that different. I think with any character, you know, I don't think anybody sees themselves as a villain. They just see themselves as doing the thing that needs to be done. And I think with Reva, it's like, I'm seeing it right. I don't know why no one else is seeing it the way that, I don't know. But yeah, I think it sort of plays the same in my mind.
Yeah, I would agree with Moses. That's a very good way of putting it. The baddies don't think that what they're doing is necessarily bad. They just doing their thing. So I agree. But welcome to the club if you do want to be a baddie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. All right, we're going over here to another young one. Step on up, name, character, and question.
My name's Jacob. I'm from Batavia, Illinois, and I'm Link from Legend of Zelda. My question is, what's your favorite Star Wars movie and why?
Favorite Star Wars movie and why? I would say probably Empire Strikes Back. I think, I don't know, as a lover of film, I think it's the most brilliantly executed filmically. And the story really ramps up for me in that one. What's yours?
Probably Revenge of the Sith.
That's mine.
Right on.
Jacob, thank you for your question, man. You look fantastic today. Let's hear it for Jacob. Thanks for hanging out with us. Lots of confusion where his seat is, but he's heading that way. All right, hi, over here.
Hi, my name's Veronica. I'm also from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My question is for Moses. I thought you were just fantastic in The Tragedy of Macbeth. Like, honestly, I was thinking about your performance for days. Would you consider doing other Shakespearean projects? And if so, what would you like to do?
Oh, absolutely. And I would love it to be A Winter's Tale. Yeah. I have just learned to love Shakespeare over the years of my study. And it's just so like if you ever just read Shakespeare, like who thinks to call someone like a lard-bellied, lazy jackfoot? I don't know. It just feels passionate to me. So, yeah, I definitely would.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for your question. All right, step on up, man.
Hi there. My name is Pierman. I'm from Chicago. And Star Wars character would be Luke, because I'm dressed up like him. So, but my question is for Rupert. Did you ever watch Rebels to prepare for being the Grand Inquisitor, or talk to Jason Isaacs in the preparation for that?
So when I got this role, I wasn't familiar with the character or the Inquisitors or anything like that. So for me, it was a completely fresh, new world, new character, and I wanted to relate to that in my own instinctive way first. But I then was made aware of Jason's interpretation. The last thing I wanted to do was an impersonation of someone else's interpretation, so I let my own instincts come through first, and then I had a look at what he'd done, which I thought was terrific. And Jason basically gave me shit, pardon my French, over text throughout the process about why he was better and that everyone wished that it was him and all of that. Oh, wow. So he's not going to let me forget that one, but if you've seen the movie we did together, Death of Stalin, where he gets to gut punch me to the floor, he gets the last laugh, maybe.
Did they ever think about making your head bigger as well?
Making my head bigger?
Yeah, like
it wasn't big enough.
Well, in the cartoon, it's like really like thin and tall.
And the key word there, my friend, is cartoon.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Everyone give him a Luke. There goes Luke. Rupert, speaking about preparing for roles, I know you put a lot of time and effort into each of your roles, researching. Can you break down for people that might be aspiring to do something like this, what you put into each role?
God. Well, every role is very different because sometimes you're playing somebody who has actually lived. So then you're looking at trying to honor somebody's memory if they're dead, or if they're not yet dead, you're trying to, get inside their skin. And other times it's kind of a leap of imagination. So if there's anyone interested in what we do, I believe the greatest tool we have is our imaginations. So all you wonderful people who've dressed up, you're using that muscle, you just use that and a bit more.
Thank you. All right, man, we're stepping over this way. Tell us your name, what role, and what's your question?
So my name is James. I am from Kalamazoo. I would be a Jedi. Sorry, Inquisitors, but I am a Jedi.
Oh, well, my character used to be a Jedi, so I'm fine with that.
That is true. I want to thank you both for bringing the Inquisitors to real life, because I was a rebel, or I watched Rebels when I was a kid, and just the Inquisitors really brought like a new form of evil to me, and I really liked that. And this question is for Moses. How long did it take you to understand the fighting styles of the lightsaber?
So we started training 4 months before we ever got to set, and so it was really involved. We trained 5 days a week, just like general workouts, and then 3 days a week of like full-on like Jedi training, like anything you might need to be a Jedi, we did. And there were many days where I walked away with like every muscle in my body on fire. And I'd be standing next to Ewan, who's been doing this most of my life, and he's like twirling it, and it's like so easy, and I'm just trying to keep it in my hands, and so I felt very encouraged by the greatness that I was surrounded by. But all in all, I think it took definitely those 4 months, but the training went for like 9 months, and so it was really involved.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. All right, we're going to another young man over on this side. Hi.
Hi, my name is Cyrus. If I were in Star Wars, I would be Anakin Skywalker because I like how he moves his lightsaber and he's like the most powerful Jedi and stuff. And my question for Moses is, what scene was your favorite, like, being filmed in?
I think my favorite scene, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, there's a scene where...
Has anybody here not seen it?
You never know, you never know.
No, true, but we have to get...
Yeah, but there's a scene where I'm like being held up like over a table. And you know what, that's a trick, this is like two-pronged. One of the hardest things about all of this is that when you're acting with the Force isn't real. And like you have the wires.
What?
Listen, chill. Okay, everybody relax. You know what I meant. Okay? Next thing you know, Twitter is in a firestorm because Moses said, let me adjust, excuse me. When you are not watching the Force on a screen, it has to be portrayed by a person. And so you have to like hold your body to do all these things. I'm sorry, love, this wasn't your question. But that was one of my favorite scenes because I was really sort of just hanging there like all day. It was like a day of just like sitting there, flexing and releasing, flexing and releasing.
Thank you to our young Anakin over there. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
Have a good time. All right, back over this way. Hi.
Hi, I'm April. I'm from here, and despite how I'm dressed, I would like to be Fennec Shand. And this is a question for Moses. Reva's a very vengeful and ruthless character. What was your process in bringing her like to life, and what was it like?
Really day to day. The thing about being on a series is that, you know, different things are changing as you go, and so you sort of got to be flexible enough to change with the changes, but you also, you know, got to feel free enough to like make the thing your own. And I think for me, it was really based in, you know, her belief that what she was doing was the necessary thing that needed to be done. Yeah.
Thank you, Maple, for your question. You look great. Hello.
Hello. My name is Alexis. I am from Chicago. If I could choose any character in Star Wars to be, I would definitely be Darth Maul. I would just go all the way. And my question is for Moses. I'm curious to know if you had any creative input into how your hair was styled in Obi-Wan, and if you all tested any other styles or designs before landing on the one that you had, which was awesome.
Thank you. We did. We tested quite a few styles. And none of them were working, but I think that was mainly because they weren't true to the things that my hair can do. You know what I mean? And so Deborah Chow, our director, was really great about allowing me to, clap it up for Deborah Chow. Yeah. She was really wonderful about allowing me to really be a part of the process of crafting her. And the last thing I would want is if a kid wanted to be Reva for Halloween, had to put on a wig because I put on a wig, but I put on a wig because, you know, it just didn't feel right. So, yeah. Actually, the person who styled my hair is here today, Amber Hamilton. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your question. Thanks for being here. Hey there. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Emma. If I could be any Star Wars character, I would be Princess Leia. And my question is, if you could be any other Star Wars character, who would you be?
Well, I would be probably Yoda. Mostly because I could be in a backpack, which I think would be more comfortable than the Grand Inquisitor's clothes. And I think he's the cutest and the wisest. Thank you for your question.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thanks for being here. Hi, right over here.
Hi, I'm Josie, and I'm from Westmont near Chicago-ish, and I would want to honestly be one of the Padawans that would survive, and my question is, in character and out of character, what color Jedi lightsaber would you choose?
What color Jedi what, sorry? What?
In character, what color would your Jedi lightsaber be, and out of character, what would you choose?
Well, in character, obviously, mine's a double red. Out of character, I'd go with this. This is really cool.
Thanks. Yeah. Out of character, I think I would do the fuchsia. There's a really nice fuchsia one. Yeah. In character, I like the red, but I think the blue looks nicer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Wesley. If I could be any Star Wars character, I'd have to go with Salacious B. Crumb, Jabba's right-hand man. My question is for both of you. What was it like working with the faces of Star Wars, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen?
It was surreal because, you know, those guys, as Moses said, have been doing this for a long time, or with a bit of a break. But yeah, for me, standing with Obi-Wan or Ewan in costume in a space dock, that was kind of when I think it finally landed for me that I was in Star Wars, and then finding out that we both have a love of motorcycles and travel and lots of other things, and becoming friends was a really important part of it for me.
Thank you so much for your question. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Hello, over this way.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm from Indiana. I'm curious what your experience was like working in the volume instead of using like green screens or practical sets. Reading about it, it sounds like it was like being in a video game, surrounded by the screens. But what was your experience as actors working in the volume?
Did you go in the volume? Yeah.
I don't know.
Does everyone know what the gentleman's talking about? Yeah? I don't know. But so we used to work in movies with things that you can't create with real things. We used to have a green screen and then someone would draw it in afterwards. And with the volume, it's all kind of there anyway, but it's tied to the camera's perspective, not to ours. So if the camera looks up, the whole thing moves with the camera as if the camera were the eye. So if you turn around and look at it, it can be like you're on a roller coaster ride and can make you feel a little bit sick. So the weirdest thing for me is it's mostly behind you. So we don't actually get to see what you guys see. It doesn't look anything like that. The camera sees it. But it is very cool when the camera's kind of calm to look behind you and see in the deepest outer space, there are actually little stories playing out and, you know, supporting roles talking to each other and spaceships taking off. And it's not passive at all. It's been designed and lit and almost directed, actually. So it's thrilling in that regard, but I would say it's probably more exciting if you're behind the camera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for your question. So we actually have a special question that's going to be delivered from the side of the stage. So let's look over here and see if it's time. Everybody up on your feet, say hello to Princess Leia. That is Vivien Lyra Blair. Oh, Vivien, they are so excited to see you. Everyone say hi, Vivien.
Hi, Vivien!
Hi.
So, Vivien, I have 3 kids at home, and they have some questions for you. Then we're going to get more questions from the audience, but they specifically needed me to ask a couple things, all right? Okay. So first of all, Katie, my daughter is 6 years old, and she said, what did your friends think when they found out you were going to be playing Princess Leia?
Oh, well, I don't think I can actually say that because it was so, I had to keep it so quiet by the time that, like, I was actually filming, so none of my friends actually got to know until it came out, but I told a couple people, like, just really close, like, family and friends, sorry, and they were just very excited. One of my friends just basically walked out of the room and came back. I'm not sure what he was doing, but probably screaming into a pillow is my guess.
No, how old were you when you found out?
I was 8.
8. So no pressure, just the biggest secret in the world that you had to keep from everyone that you knew. Okay, so I have a son, his name is Tommy, and he said, what are your favorite things to do when you're not at school or when you're not working on the show?
Well, I have pets. I have 3 cats and a lizard, a bearded dragon, and I really like hanging out and taking care of them. They're so sweet. I think the best word to describe them when there's other people around. And so, yeah, I love hanging out with them, but I also really love to read books. I really like mystery fantasy novels.
So We have 2 dogs at home, and my kids are trying to convince us to get an axolotl, I think. It's like some sort of lizard. Would you recommend that?
Yeah, I actually went through that phase too of really wanting an axolotl. Yeah, I remember that time. Unfortunately, it is illegal in America, so I would not recommend it, no.
It's illegal?
Yeah, because they're technically from Mexico and they're an endangered species, so they don't like keeping them as pets, but they are incredibly adorable, and I think America is the only country you can't have one.
Wow, I'm scared, and I've got to talk to the pet store that is selling them and tell them that it's not legal. All right, great, thank you for that information. Barbara, my 12-year-old daughter, she loves directing movies at home. She makes movies on her iPad, she'll film her friends, and she wants to be a movie director when she gets older, right? So can you tell us a little bit about working with a director?
Yeah, I actually do the same thing. I have my best friend, Emma, and we just recently had a sleepover and we made a small horror short film in my bathroom, which actually turned out better than I expected. I mean, her dad's an editor, so she took an editing class, and her mom's a director, and of course I'm an actor, you know. She was a little freaked out because I did like a scream because it was a horror movie, and she just looked at me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, but I mean, working with real directors, it really depends on the director, but Deborah Chow, who I worked with on Obi-Wan Kenobi, wonderful human being. She was always she listened very well. She always listened to my suggestions, which I am, of course, a huge talker. I love to talk, as you can probably tell from my answers here. And so she was really like accepting of that, and she always listened to my suggestions. And one of the scenes, actually, a spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen episode 4, please cover your ears, sorry. But when they close the door in the hall and it starts to fill up with the water, there were fishes. There were little tiny fishes in there, and that was actually my suggestion. I said, if the water comes in and there's imperial fish around that you see when you went swimming, then why aren't there fish that come in? Because that would be how it would be in real life. So later in post, she added little tiny fish who come in and nibble at the stormtroopers' bodies, and I think that's definitely what it takes to be a good director.
Well, you are just wonderful. One more question from my son, then we're going to get back to our Q&A, which we have plenty of time for. So, Tommy, 10, how has your life changed since you started working on Obi-Wan Kenobi? And also, can you please tell my dad to not threaten us that he's going to cancel Disney Plus when we misbehave? So...
Well, the first part I can answer. The second, I'm afraid not. Sorry. Very sorry. But I think it hasn't been much change since I started filming because, as I said before, it's been a huge secret, so I haven't been able to tell anyone, so nobody really knew and treated me any different. I mean, I've been recognized a couple times on the street. It usually starts with, "Have you seen the show Obi-Wan Kenobi?" Like, very nonchalantly, in case, you know, I'm not. Because, you know, when you live in Hollywood, kind of everybody's someone. So, you know, it's very hard for people to want to say things. But it's either that or a lot of, look at me, look at mom, look at me, look at mom, look at the phone, look at the family, look at the phone, look at the mom, look at me, and a lot of just that dance for a while, you know, until finally they work up the courage to say, "Do you know the show Obi-Wan Kenobi?" And then usually I'll say, you know, "Yeah, I was in that as Princess Leia," and then they'll be like, "I knew it! I just knew it!" Yeah, and so there's been quite a bit of that, you know, at like restaurants and stuff, but I feel like that's only happened like 4 or 5 times, but usually people don't have the courage to say anything. They just have an excuse to leave. So, yeah, so it hasn't changed much now, but that's happened like 4 or 5 times. Yeah.
Right. Well, first of all, guys, give Vivien a big hand. She's hanging with us, but how incredible is this young lady? So now we're going to sit back and we're going to let the audience ask some more questions. So let's go back over here. Step up, tell us your name, your character, and your question.
Hi, my name is Josh. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Do we want to let him ask the question, or should we say
No,
goodbye?
they don't want to let me ask.
I'm going to let you ask.
Thank you. My character would be Captain Jean-Luc Picard. You're also welcome. Thank you. So my question for all 3 of you would be, on the craft food services table, what is your favorite thing to eat?
Well, we filmed this for so long. It was like a 5 or 6 month shoot, I believe, not to mention all the pre-production. But, so it's been so long that I began to come up to the craft table and they would immediately know my order and be like, the usual, and I'd be like, yep, and they'd already have it prepared and be like, I believe mine was goldfish crackers, green apples, and a fruit yogurt if my mom forced me. And also pistachios, also if my mom forced me. Yeah, but that was my main meal that I brought on set. Sometimes I would have a bagel if like I was really hungry, you know, but they kind of just knew that.
Did they have dinosaur chicken nuggets or no?
No, I am a vegetarian, so they
Okay,
never
well,
really
good.
had a lot of like good protein for me, you know. But
like that.
so that's basically what I lived off of for about 6 months. So yeah.
Rupert, would you like to step in?
Yeah, well, you may or may not have noticed my character has these extraordinary teeth, which were handmade, fitted to my teeth, top and bottom, so I couldn't eat anything. And my armor is completely locked in, so I could neither take my gloves off, nor did I have a zipper, so I couldn't go to the bathroom, so I didn't drink anything. So it was quite a monastic existence for me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Moses, anything from Crafty?
So a lot of days my trainer was on set, so it would be just a really, like, I wish I had the taste that Vivien had. I probably would have been better off. But one of the PAs would sneak me fruit snacks. And I would just stuff fruit snacks into my boot on days when we were doing long stunts. And if it wasn't fruit snacks, it was definitely a peanut butter and jelly. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for the question. Go back to Green Bay. Go Bears! All right. Hey, heading over this way. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Sean. I've always been partial to Han Solo. He's always been my favorite. And I'm an old school Star Wars guy. I saw Star Wars in the theater in '77 when I was 6. So, you know, it's always been original trilogy for me, but you know, you guys really bring back that kind of gritty realism that I loved about the original Star Wars. And I really didn't have a question for the panel, but I just wanted to say, in my 51 years, you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. I came here for you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for that comment. Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, go ahead over here.
Hi, my name is Olivia. I'm from Illinois. If I could be any character, I'd probably be a rebel mechanic. And my question is, so me and my friends, we tend to make a lot of, like, we write scripts, make characters, and act it out a lot too. So I just wondered if any of you, because this happens to me a lot when I do it, like, think as the character, especially when you're in a really intense scene. Like, you're no longer you, you are the character. All your thoughts are as the character in that moment.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you asked that because I have a really great thing to share on that question. I also like to do that, but unfortunately, I think my limit is 5 pages before I quit and start a new one. So I have a lot of 5-page scripts on my Google Docs currently. Well, yeah, I have a trick for that I do. I actually learned it on Obi-Wan Kenobi. We called this an acting therapist. I'm not sure if that's a real word. That's just what we made up. But she wasn't really a coach. She didn't go over lines with me, but she helped me with getting into the character's emotion. Her name was Sammy. Thank you, Sammy, if you're watching. And I did this thing called Put Your Color On, where I picked a color for me, what felt right, and I picked a color for the character. And when I went into a scene, I put the character's color on, so any emotion I felt was the character and not me, so it didn't truly affect me. Like when I was in the scene with Moses in the interrogation scene, Leia was really scared, you know? And I didn't want to feel that way, so I used that trick to make sure Leia was scared, but that I was not. And so then I just take the color off after the scene, and I'm completely fine and happy again. A lot of people, like directors and fellow cast members, were wondering about that. I've got a lot of great compliments about that. So that, and then also I write a journal, but I write it as the character. So I basically do the script from my character's point of view in like a journal form. So like if Leia's running out to the tree, I write a journal entry about how she ran out to the tree, but from her point of view and not really a third person kind of thing.
Can I say one thing? I think it's really cool that you write films and stuff with your friends. I think one of the most fun things for me, and I think that young people who make things should know, is a lot of times people can make you feel weird for that, make you feel weird for like being the kid that plays too hard, you know. But I think you might agree that, you know, we were the kids that started out playing too hard at the playground, and so, you know, it pays off in the long run. I think just be true to what it is that you love to do, and it'll serve you.
So we have about 20 minutes left, so we're not going to have anybody else stand up. So we're going to try to power through these questions that we have. So heading over this way, tell us your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name's Ivan. If I could be a Star Wars character, I'd be the greatest Jedi of the universe, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And my question is, obviously, you know, you guys all got to work a lot with Ewan, and with Ewan being that great person, how is he on the set? What type of relationships did he build with you? Because kind of the vibe that I kind of got was that he had all you guys' backs quite a bit in important moments.
Yeah, I mean, Ewan was amazing. We didn't really get to hang out a lot out of character, to be honest, but he was just really sweet and very open about things. He actually had I'm not sure their like relationship status, but you know, I'm gonna say girlfriend, but I don't want to like, you know, say anything wrong, you know. But she actually had a baby on set that you know.
Was it his baby or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who came to set actually, and it was really sweet how we got to see that family kind of progress throughout the show, which I thought was really sweet. And he definitely had the kind of dad energy for me because he had quite a couple of kids, yeah, and so I really felt that, and he was really great with me, I felt like, and I thought that was really sweet.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you for your question. All right, let's move over this way. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Julian Williams, and I'm 13, and I am from Chicago. So my question is, would any of you guys consider working for Marvel?
Say that one more time, working for?
Would you guys ever consider working for Marvel?
Whoa, maybe.
This actually seems like the perfect time to make an announcement. Tell Marvel, give me a job.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your question. All right, we're going to go right over this way. Hello there.
Hi, my question, my name's Kelly, by the way, and my question is, what is it like being in the spotlight, and how do you cope with all the anxiety?
What's it like being in it? Just step a little closer to the microphone. What's it like?
What is it like being in the spotlight, and how do you cope with all the anxiety?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna answer that, really. No, you don't. No, you don't.
And I want acting lessons from you.
Yeah, I've got nothing. Somebody else, please answer this one.
We love that you're ready to answer the question, even if you don't know what the answer is. I love it so much. Anyone else want to talk about anxiety and acting?
I would pick up on something Moses said to the other lady over here about keeping true to you, play hard, but play your way. Because I figure that's kind of what we're all talking about here, is that sure, we want to listen and we want to collaborate and all that, but in your heart somewhere, you know what it is that you want to do. Don't let anyone else tell you not to do it.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you so much. Hey, over there. What's your name?
Hello there. My name is Joe Blong. I'm from Bremen, Indiana. If I was a character in the Star Wars universe, I guess I'd be Qui-Gon Jinn because of his wisdom. For all of you guys,
Here, move a little closer to the microphone. Just go ahead.
Is that good now?
I think it's a little better, yeah.
Sweet. Regarding all you guys, is there any potential as to... Sorry. I'm excited. Anyway, will you guys might be showing up in any future projects, shows, or possibly a season 2 of Kenobi?
Time for a big announcement. We have no idea. Sorry.
Very true, very true.
Right? Thank you, man. We all hope so, right? But thank you so much for being here. All right, we're going to go over this way.
All right, hey everybody, my name's Pete. I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado. And my question for you is if you had anything in common with your characters' personalities.
Well, my mom was saying that in the final speech, when Ewan talks to me about how I'm like Anakin and Padme, I feel like I actually share a lot of those traits. Deborah always told me that she wanted to do everything she could to get me in the role because she felt like I really was Leia, that I didn't have to do a lot of like differences to my personality to be her. And so I feel like I actually share a lot in common with her, and that makes me feel really good that I share a lot in common with a famous space princess. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your question. Hello, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm Max.
I wanted to compliment Vivien. My family thinks that you're a really good child actor. As soon as episode 1 started, they're like, oh my gosh, she's very good. And I would want to, and I'm from the Chicago suburbs, and if I was in Star Wars, I would want to be Jango Fett because I really liked him in Attack of the Clones. My question brings me back to the Marvel question. People were suspecting that Moses has talked to Kevin Feige, and I was wondering if Rupert or Moses, have you guys actually talked to Kevin Feige yet at Marvel?
I don't know if we should talk about it. It's like a lot of people here. No.
Yeah, it's also no from me.
No.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
man.
I hope you guys. I hope you guys get into the universe because people were fan casting you Moses as Storm, because of Miss Marvel introducing mutants. So yeah.
I like your idea.
Yeah. I know you'd be perfect.
Hey, man, thank you so much for being here. Have a great time. All right, we're going to go over this way. Hello.
Hey, so my name is CJ. I'm from New York.
Woo!
Yoda would have been mine. So since you chose that, I'll say R2D2. He's like the oldest. He knows everything, and he won't say anything to anybody because you don't know, right? So that's me. First, I'd like to give all three of you kudos. Obi-Wan is, as far as I'm concerned, the best Star Wars show to date. You brought it back to all of us day one, Star Wars. Like Star Wars is my first movie, 4 years old. That's probably my first memory, so thank you for that. Anyway, I was sitting there, all these Star Wars questions. You got 3 great actors here. You ladies stole the show. You did a great job as Grand Inquisitor. Congratulations. If you could be in a Marvel project, for each of you, who would you want to be?
I am not really understanding why there's so many Marvel questions.
It's because you're such a good actress.
Thank
and
you.
You're already in the Disney family.
Yeah. I can't really, I don't know, but I feel like I really loved Scarlet Witch in the past few things, and so I think to play a young version of Scarlet Witch would be really fun.
Great answer.
So I'd kick it back to you because I feel like they've kind of all been taken. So if you've got any ideas,
Yeah, I mean, for what you did, I could see a Gambit.
Queen's Gambit.
You know, I think I get so excited because from the time Twitter, please don't beat me up.
Nah, we got your back. We got your back. We got your back.
From the time I saw Black Panther, I was like stunned, stopped, like music and film and melanin and just like gorgeousness. I think Ryan Coogler is amazing for what he's done, and I'm really excited to see part 2. Yes. Rest in peace to Chadwick. You might get a surprise. I'm lying.
You ain't right. You ain't right. You're not even gonna choose one character.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. We're going to head over this way. We appreciate you. All right. Hi.
Hi. My name is Colleen, and if you could make any type of creature in Star Wars, what would it be?
Oh, well, I gotta say, since I have my lizard now, definitely something lizard-like. Yeah, definitely something like that. I haven't really looked into this that much to know like any kind of ideas for that, but definitely something like that. I also really enjoyed the frog in Mandalorian, the frog person. I thought that was fun. So something reptile, I guess, or amphibian. Sorry.
Hey, thank you so much for your question, and you look fantastic. Very cool. All right, hi, over here.
Hello, I'm Kirsten. My question is for Moses. You are all fantastic, and obviously you get to have a lot of artistic choices that you make when you become a character. So I wanted to know how you landed on doing, when you were trying to be intimidating, on doing the absolute creepiest voice that I've ever heard in my life that gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, and do you ever use that voice on friends and family to scare them?
I don't know. If I did, I guess I didn't notice, or it's been so long now that my brain is like trying to harken back to it. But sometimes when I'm being stern with my puppy and I really need her to stop it, Lily. You know, yeah, like that.
Thank you. Hi, over there. What's your name?
I'm Stephanie. I'm from Chicago. My question was for Vivien. I was wondering if you had watched any of the original trilogy movies before filming or even after filming.
Yeah. Actually, before filming, when I first found out I got the role, I binged the entire series. I couldn't do Clone Wars. I'm sorry, Clone Wars fans. Too long. We tried. I promise you we tried. But I couldn't quite do any of the animated shows because those go so long. But yeah, I binged all the movies and like Mando and Boba Fett, and after as well. Anything new that was added after filming, I watched that as well, along with the whole thing again. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Hello there.
Hey, what's up? My name is Kevin K. Max, Southside Chicago. If I was going to be a character, I would like to be General Thrawn. He's a strategist, he's a thinker. I like him. I'm looking forward to that show. Speaking of which, I was going to ask the same question about where you all going to be in future shows since Andor is coming, and they're showing more and more of that backstory, how the rebellion began and everything. And also, by the way, I did like you, Rupert, in Hitman 47, and I saw you, Moses. I remember watching Ambulance in April, and then I saw the first episode of Obi-Wan. I was like, wait, I've seen that face before. Where? So yeah, you all did an awesome job, and I love you, Vivien, as young Princess Leia. But so since that question was asked, this question is going to be, without having prior insight or anything of being in the world of Star Wars, what inspired you to want to be a part of it?
That's for me, right? Okay, just making sure. I mean, it's kind of hard when you get offered that to say no. You try it. So, I mean, but all jokes aside, it is just a wonderful thing. Working for Disney, just like at Disneyland, they really try and keep the magic alive. So one of my favorite things that they did was the astromech units. I assume all you super fans know what that is. But for you not, for the people who don't know that, that's the R2 unit, basically, that style. And those were controlled robotically, very similar to the ones you would get at Disneyland. And so the props people who controlled them would control them behind their back so that it would look like they were moving on their own, even though the props people were controlling them behind their back. And so that was really sweet. So I think working for Disney, it's incredible how they manage to keep the magic alive even while you're filming it.
Thank you so much for your question. Hey, and it's time for our final question. A big hand for this gentleman right here.
Hello, my name is Matt. I'm from Chicago, and if I was a character, I'd go with General Grievous because I need a collection of lightsabers as well. My question is kind of sort of been asked, but it's a bit wider and more for everybody. What franchise, past, present, or future would you like to work with, and what character? And Moses, if I may, I think you'd make a killer Poison Ivy.
So let's expand to franchise. Let's say movie, TV show, anything you've ever seen. What would you want to be on? And we can kind of close with that.
I mean, the first film I ever saw in theaters was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So I would never, ever want anyone to play that part except for Harrison Ford. But in a parallel multiverse, that would be mine.
Fair.
I gotta say, Doctor Who, no question about it. Yep, I am a huge fan. I'm currently watching Peter Capaldi. I'm almost to Jodie Whittaker. Very excited for that. I like to watch it with my mom, and so I think to be like a guest companion or even an alien would be so awesome. So definitely that.
My brain is fried. I'm so sorry.
It's a loaded question, I understand.
Yeah, I think I'd like to be in Marvel. Marvel's a really cool universe to be a part of. But if we were talking other universes, it's over now. I would have really loved to be on Insecure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it.
So real quick, any final message for the Star Wars fan base that we have here? Anything y'all want to tell these amazing fans that came? You guys had a good time, right? That came out to see y'all? You want to say goodbye?
Well, thank you guys. I mean, I don't think I could think of a more amazing fan base to be in the family for, and so thank you all. You've made this experience even more wonderful than it already was with filming.
Yeah, I know that some of you, I was joking with the guy before, sometimes it's a little bit hard to accept a character from an animated beloved series like Rebels and bring that character into live action. And I know that was a rocky transition for some of you, and I want to thank you all for going with me on the journey and allowing me to be your Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, I gotta go with Rupert. It's a really, as you know, tough fan base. You know what I mean? But I'm so grateful to the people who show up at the booth and show up in the room and really show love in such a beautiful way that really overpowers the fandom weenies. So, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please put your hands together for the cast of Obi-Wan Kenobi.